Welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Sorry, guys, it's been a crazy day today. And I'm just getting in not too long ago. And um, as I've been promising you guys, it's important that I get on here so that I can help you guys out. And so it's important. And I'm here. And thank you for the new subscriber. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for listening and being here. Like I said, some of these messages, some days are going to be really um, intense with, what the message is on healing and my personal experiences. And then other days, it's just going to be just to encourage you guys. So happy Friday. And I am exhausted. It's been a long day. It's been a lot of stuff that's just, I just barely had time to sit to eat earlier, and I'm tired. I'm looking forward to like taking a break. If I could just take a 2 or 3 day break and go away to the Cape and just do nothing, but just relax and take in the sun and go to the beach. As the sun is going down, I like to go because it's too hot during the day. But yeah, I need a break, exhausted. But I'm here, as I said, Monday through Friday. And like I said to you guys earlier, I can't give you an exact time because of my schedule and stuff that comes up unexpectedly that I have to take care of. But in any event, I'm here. And how are you guys doing? For those who are off on the weekends, happy Friday. It's like you get to rest. Um, but anyway, let's see. The topic of discussion today is I want to find out if these messages are resonating with you. I want to find out if anything from prior videos that you've heard is uplifting you, because that's what's important, to be uplifted and for you to keep on with this healing journey. I want to encourage everyone to move forward with it. It's not easy. Like, for me today, I just wanted to just, do really much of nothing. But I had so many responsibilities and things to take care of today. At one point, to be honest, guys, I just felt like, just going home, going to bed, and just forgetting about it. But as I said in a few videos before that I made some promises, not just to myself, but some vows to God, um, that I was going to do certain things. And so, you know, I have to keep those vows. I don't play with God. But in any event, I'm here, and I want to know if have any of you found comfort and encouragement in hearing my personal experiences about what I've gone through, with this grief and pain and loss, and how I just fight through, crawl, chew through, and keep persevering. That's the key factor, is just keep going. Even when you don't feel like it. Because in the beginning, guys, I was just overthinking things. I would take a half step and then I'll sit down and think about stuff. Oh, maybe I should do this, go this way. And, I had all these things thinking, overthinking, and then nothing gets done. So now, because I'm in therapy and I do therapy every week with my therapist, he's so relaxed. Even when I like, um, not so much now, but before I would be all over the place saying, this happened, that happened, and he would just quietly say, Lisa, set boundaries. And I'm like, that's all you have to say? And he would say, yes, set boundaries. And I didn't really get it at first, but as I start to do that, I understand why it's necessary. Because now, you know, the power is back in your hands, guys. When you set boundaries and you want peace in your life and you want to heal, that's your right to heal. And no one can tell you, well, I'm going to cross over those boundaries. I don't care about your healing, you know. And then I was just, and when that was happening to me, I would go right back to my therapist, wait for the session, and say, but I tried to set boundaries, but she did this or he did this. And what do I do now? Enforce your boundaries, you know. And he kept trying to get me to do that for a long time. And finally, I started to do that. And guys, and as I did that and started to focus on myself, then the self love took place, the self care. And then eventually you will be at peace. The things that were having me uptight before and crazy and all over the place, because I shut doors and closed them permanently, I'm at peace from it. And you know, people are tugging at the door at times, not literally, but I'm using a metaphor because they're trying to find ways to connect with me again. Like I said in my prior video, probably a few prior videos, guys, that people sometimes don't come in your life permanently. No matter whether it's a love relationship, a friendship, or a business situation, whatever it may be, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or a lesson. And that's the last one I add, a lesson. Because sometimes people are only supposed to be in our life so that we can learn a lesson. Like maybe there's something that we are lacking in within ourselves, right? And you know, we've spinning on a wheel. So sometimes God would put a lesson in our life. A certain person or a situation or whatever will come into our life, and God will let that situation continue and continue to be in our life until we learn a lesson from it. You know, whatever that lesson may be. And until we learn that lesson, that wheel is going to keep spinning. And one thing I've noticed with myself, when those lessons come back around again, oh my God, it's worse than before. And I don't like that. So, because now, you know, I didn't learn the lesson, right? So when it comes around the second time, it's worse. And then the third time, forget it. So I try to learn lessons quickly now. You know, when my mom was still here, and she was here and she used to talk to me a lot. But back then, I just didn't want to hear it, you know, because she would tell me, do this to strengthen your foundation and make sure you do this. And then she would give me examples of what she does and how it works, right? I heard everything she said, but, you know, I just had an attitude back then of not wanting to be bothered. And because of that, I had to learn lessons. I went through a lot more than I probably should have if I would have learned the lesson, right? The first time around. But the attitude of not wanting to be bothered because I'm tired or I just don't want to be bothered, you know, and I was missing pointers that my mom was sharing with me to help me to get through lessons so I don't have to repeat them. And I heard these pointers, but I just didn't want to be bothered. And so God let the lessons come back over and over again. Different people, different, you know, shape and form, and a less but the same lesson. And that's what I'm trying to explain here to everyone, that sometimes, you know, because we get pain from people hurting us and doing things that we least expect, especially coming from someone who we least expected. Sometimes people are just there so we can be taught the lesson. And then once God sees that we learned the lesson, then that situation is over with. That's what I had to do. Like jumping into impulsive situations, you know, like a relationship end, you know, I may wait a little while, but when the second one started, instead of taking my time to get to know that person, you know, jump right into it, you know, without taking the time to get to know who this individual is. Getting taking time to just spend time together, you know, just doing fun stuff and things and really getting to know someone. Because sometimes we think we know people and we really don't know people at all. And one reason why we don't is because sometimes we rush into situations without getting to know who that individual is. And what I found out, what shocked me is like someone who I had dated a while back, and you know, uh, I didn't think anything of it when it ended. Because it was a lesson in that for me, and the lesson was hard. Believe me, I was shook to my core. But I decided to do a background check, and I found out stuff like, OMG, because these are things, if I would have stopped and paid attention, I could have, learned something more, and then just, you know, how do I say it? Just when you're getting to know people, instead of just rushing into it, I could have found out what I needed to know sooner so that I could close that door. Because what that situation was something that I know I didn't want. That's all I'm going to say about that. But the lesson is to take my time in everything that I do, not just with a relationship. I'm just using that as an example. Take my time, because like picking up a contract, and the person has the pen in their hand. Sign. Come on, sign right here. Without you reading the fine print. Because if you turn the page and look in at the corner of category whatever, there's a fine print. And you have to read that, because once your signature is on something, guess what? You're obligated to what it is, whatever that is. So it's important to take your time. And so when people want me to rush into stuff, I start to get suspicious, because I need to look over this. I need to see what this is about. I need to see how I'm being obligated to this situation. Otherwise, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not doing this. And that saves me a lot. And learning self-discipline, because that wasn't easy for me. It was just being impulsive, hanging out with people, and then learning that these people are not just toxic, but they got a lot of drama and negative situations going on behind the scenes that I didn't know anything about. This is why I take my time with everything that I do. This is why my mother was sharing, tidbits with me to tell me, well, if you do this and that and get to know people, and then if you do that, etc. I am doing those things now. And one of the things I said to God is, with tears in my eyes, that my mom, if she was alive now, she would be proud of me, because I'm doing all the things that she said. And everything she said is working out, you know? And I've made some vows to God, which I keep. And as I even, like I talked about in another video, probably a day or two ago, that if you put forth that effort, even if you take a step, even if it's not, nothing is perfect, but even if it didn't come out the way you wanted to, you took a step. And I'm talking about in your healing and grief. You took the initiative to do something. And even if the next day you don't do anything, but the day after you get up and take another step, the key factor is to persevere. Don't give up on yourself. You're investing in you. And in the beginning it's going to feel awkward and whatever, because these things with grief and loss and pain, it doesn't come with a manual where we can open up to page 10 and read, oh, this is what we have to do. Nothing comes with that, but we have to persevere, because we're investing in our mental and physical health. And that means everything, people, because without that, we can't take care of ourselves or anything else around us. And so we have to be okay before we can give to anything else. And as you do that, even though you don't know where to start, one of the places that I always encourage everyone is therapy, because I'm not a therapist of any sort. I don't have a certification or degree in therapy. But as I started the process, and that's the step I'm talking about that I took, and for a while it was awkward for me, but I learned how to open up and how to talk to my therapist, because that's an outlet for the pain. That's and as we started talking about, first the things we talked about was light. And then it got deeper, then about, ways to get through this pain. And, learning and that my mom would never want me to be in pain for the rest of my life, depressed, alone, etc. Maybe there's some other people that may want that for me, but God doesn't want that for me anyway. I had to learn to love myself, because when you don't have self-love, then you don't feel like taking care of yourself. You because you're letting the grief and depression and the despair overtake you. And there is hope. Never lose hope, because this is yourself. You're investing in you, and we are supposed to invest in ourselves. Tune out the noise of other people saying whatever. If that doesn't matter, they have a choice as well. And if they choose the toxicity, then, let them. But it's important that you take care of yourself so that you can get through the grief, the pain, and it's important, to be around people who support you in this journey of healing. People who will encourage you when you feel at your lowest moment. And if you have that kind of support, access that, use that support, because there's not too many people in this world today that genuinely care about other people. People are on toxic stuff, fake love, love bombing, all the negative stuff. So if you have a true person in your life who really genuinely cares about you and support you, use that as your support system. Because we all have days where we feel up, and then we have days where we don't even feel like getting out of the bed. And as you look, and also as you get up, thank God for a new day. Look in the mirror and say, I'm worth it. And think about some things that you want to do to make yourself feel good. Like me and my mom used to go to the hairdresser a lot. My mom loved to be made up, and she would love to buy nice clothes and things like that. Anything that made her feel like a woman. And I grew up like that. And certain things we just didn't do because it wasn't ladylike. And I miss that about her, and the storytelling and things like that. So if you have a passed over loved one, keep their memory alive through storytelling. Don't let their memory die, you know. Always keep their memory alive and talk about what they gave to you to help you within your life. That's important too. That's why I always talk about my mom. The other day, I posted on my Facebook page a picture of her, and it was her birthday, even though she's not here, to keep her alive so she won't be forgotten about. And I encourage you all to do that as well, and find ways to uplift yourself. Music, positive videos, positive affirmations, prayer to God, asking God to help you when you feel at your weakest moment. And just being around people who are positive and uplifting instead of the drama and negativity, And these things will create healing within you. Music, if you play the piano or instrument, do so. That favorite restaurant, that bubble bath, that favorite show, that pocketbook, a purse, that blouse, things that's going to make you feel good about yourself. You need that right now, especially if you're in a place of grief and pain and despair. You need to be uplifted. So do things to uplift yourself because you are worth it. And in time, it won't happen right away, but in time, as you persevere, you start to feel better. You feel better, you do better. And then you naturally one day just want to be more healthier. You want to take care of yourself, your physical and mental health. It's important. And as you get into that space, then eventually you start to want to be at peace instead of in pieces. You don't want the drama. You don't want to hear the toxicity or the gossip. You just want peace. And that's the space that I'm at. And I have no desire to fall back into the past. Some people try to pull me back there. And that's why I always cut off, block, and delete. If I get messages from toxicity from the past, I read the stuff, and then I delete it. I don't respond because I give my 1,000,000% silence because I have healed those things in my life. It wasn't easy, but I have healed and I'm still healing because healing is an ongoing process. But now I'm at the point where I'm self-caring, self-love, and I'm being more responsible than ever, you know, and I'm self-disciplined. And I don't want the drama, the negativity and stuff. You know, people are so important to be at peace, you know, because all the other stuff we see that all the time. Like I said, it belongs on a reality or a drama show. So please do things to make yourself um, feel better. One day at a time, one step at a time. Nothing ventured is nothing gained. I've learned to turn this pain into power, power into purpose, purpose into paying it forward to help other people. And even though some people who don't like it, oh, you know, she's being fake. There's nothing fake about me, people. Everything I've talked about here, I've actually gone through it. And if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here right now. You know, I had to learn, instead of being subservient to other people, instead of relying on people or being codependent with other people, you know, I had to turn to God. God is my source. Prayer, you know, reaching out to Him. And I'm still working on things, you know, one day at a time. So I hope these messages are helping you guys. That's the message for today. I have to go eat something. Um, and I know it's late. So hit that notification button. Subscribe to the channel, because you will get a notification when I'm on, because I can't promise a time. But I'm here Monday through Friday, and I'll be back, God's willing, on Monday. And you guys enjoy your weekend. Do things that's going to make you laugh. Laughter is the medicine also for um, healing grief. You know, find things that uplift you and make you laugh. So that's the message for today. Everyone have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday. Don't forget to, you know, share these videos with other people who need to hear it. And let me know what you think in a comment category as well. And thank you for the new subscribers. I appreciate you guys. Well, have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday. This is Lisa, shedding love and light always. Bye, guys.